Hello and welcome to this guide on using image management in Eyefinity EHR. Once image management has been installed at your practice, you can begin using it. Right now I'm in a patient's chart and I want to review their images. To do that, I'll tap the More tab and then I'll tap Imaging. As you can see, we're taken here to the image management screen. This screen has three main sections. First, we have the navigation bar, which we can use to exit image management, or use the camera button to immediately take and save external photos to this patient's chart. Speaking of the patient, you'll see their name here along with their ID number. Their ID number is their medical record number. The second section on this screen is the exams list, where you'll see a chronological record of all images taken for this patient. Each series of images is referred to as an exam. If I tap on a device, it brings up all of the images taken with that device on that day. Which brings us to the third section, the image tray. This is where you'll review exams in image management. Right now, we're looking at this exam, and if we want to take a closer look at a particular image, we can tap it. This brings up a full screen view. If you're already familiar with using an iPad, the controls should be natural. Just swipe left or right to cycle through images, or pinch and spread your fingers to zoom in. You can double tap the screen to zoom out again. You'll see over here that you can also use this slider to cycle through images, and if you have a lot of images in a particular exam like this one, you may want to press the play button here to slowly advance the images like a slideshow. Just tap the same button again to pause it. You can also draw annotations on the image by tapping the Draw button. You'll see here you can create arrows, circles, text annotations, and freeform shapes using the drawing tools. As an example, I'll create an arrow by tapping the arrow button, and then tapping and dragging my finger across the screen. I'll then select green here to make it green, and increase the thickness of the arrow by tapping this button. You can continue drawing annotations, and when you're done, just tap the Save button. Don't worry about overwriting your original clean version of the image. Saving actually creates a new copy of the image with your markups. Now, what if we want to compare this image with another one? We can do that by tapping side by side, and then selecting the exam for the image we want to compare it with. Let's say I want to show the patient the difference between their right and left eyes using fundus photos. I'd actually select the same exam I'm already in, which will bring up a side-by-side comparison, and if I tap the right side, we can bring up a photo of the patient's left eye. So we can compare both eyes like this, and if I tap the Sync button, anything I do to one side of the comparison is actually going to translate to the other side as well. So I could zoom, or I could swipe twice to bring up another pair of images if I've taken multiple sets. Let's go back to the exams list for this patient, and here we'll take a look at Multiview and Proof Sheet. Multiview expands the image tray to a full screen so we can review all of the images for the patient row by row. Proof Sheet fills the entire screen with all the images for a particular exam. The last thing I want to show you is an OCT scan. If I select a scan, you'll see we can actually use the slider here to review the scan frame by frame. I can also press the play button here to play the scan back on a continuous loop. I can show this to the patient and adjust the speed of the scan using these buttons along the side. Let's slow it down a bit to take a closer look. So there you have it. You can see there's a lot of power in the various display options I touched on, but I think you'll really get a feel for the utility of image management once you're able to explore it for yourself. Sitting side by side with a patient and being able to show them their images from the iPad is one of the best tools you have to help them engage with their ocular health. Thanks for watching this video on using image management in Eyefinity EHR.